Man, it's so hot in here. Someone asked me, do you have the AC running? I bet you don't. I bet you're cheap, Blake. I bet you're too cheap to have the AC, and that's why you're so sweaty. I took offense to that. Just kidding, I didn't. But I do have the AC running, and I'm still sweating. You know, I weigh like 290 pounds, 280 pounds, around there, somewhere in that range. And that's a lot of conservation of heat, of energy. That's why I sweat a lot, even if the AC is running on. And not to mention, like, the difference in I mean, how much do you think the AC costs to run for 2 hours a day at this building? I bet it's like $30 a month more, $60 a month more, somewhere in that range. I definitely pay more to heat the frickin' building than I do to cool it off. And that's only because we have had some very cold days last winter. All right, that was a Swanton, Ohio postcard. The banyan tree. Swanton, Ohio. It's mailed to somebody in the same city that it was bought in. That's interesting. Let's see, this is going back to 2719, and now we're pulling out 2657. Here we go. Camp Ann Bailey, West Virginia. I have not spent much time in West Virginia. There's not a lot going on, unfortunately. I would drive through. My brother lived in Blacksburg, Virginia, I think is where it is. Is where Virginia Tech is. He lived there for a year and a half, and I visited him there. And I drove through, I think in that case, stopped in Charleston, got a steak. Greenford, Cincinnati, 2773. Down here. This is an interesting looking postcard. It says, some falls? I don't know what we're looking at here. Some falls are beautiful, but this is not true of falling off attendance in our Sunday school sessions. Oh, I used to guilt people to go back to Sunday school. I get a lot of those. I see a lot of those postcards, and I don't really know the cultural context. I mean, I can make some inferences. Like, I think they had to, in order to how much money they were getting from some jurisdiction, whatever the regional head was, I think they had to have certain numbers, similar to like a school count to get funding for schools. But I'm not sure. 2296, Connaughty Harbor Inn. 2296. Back here, I think. Oh, have I told you I'm tired? Being out in the sun it's kind of like not a catch-22, but maybe it is. Maybe not going in the sun is a catch-22. How do you use that correctly? I feel like a catch-22 is no matter what you do, it's a bad outcome, right? There we go, Connaughty Harbor Inn. So is it a catch-22 is if I don't go in the sun, I'm tired from not getting, enough vitamin D. If I do go in the sun, I'm tired from being out in the sun all day. Is that a catch-22? I should really reread that book. I read it when I was like 17, 2296. And all I really remember is that he got put in a zoo. That's it. And then someone was telling me like, oh yeah, it's about PTSD. And I was like, it's about PTSD? I thought it was about aliens. But no, apparently, Kurt Vonnegut. So the character in the book is being told by a character named Kurt Vonnegut, and the book is written by Kurt Vonnegut. A little confusing. And the character in the book survived a firebombing in Dresden, Germany as a prisoner of war, and Kurt Vonnegut, the author, also lived through that experience. So I think that it's much more, I know it's much more autobiographical than I thought when I was 17. 3036. But like, what do you expect? How many 17-year-olds have a strong grasp on literature? I was reading through a report about declining reading levels in the American populace, and it was produced by, I think, Wiley. It was a textbook publisher. And let me see if I can say this correctly while I'm doing work, because it's kind of a nuanced topic. So there's this common saying, not maybe saying, but a meme, a trope, whatever, an understanding amongst online intellectuals that reading comprehension is going down. And it is. But there's kind of a caveat with that. Ooh, a stamp. Put you right there. There are levels of reading comprehension. So you can either, if you can't read at all, right, you can't comprehend things. And like a third of adults can't really read. But then there's a larger amount of adults who can read, but can't make abstract conclusions. So they can read something and then they can repeat it back to you. So when I was 17, I did not have a very high reading comprehension level, and that I didn't comprehend what Kurt Vonnegut was actually saying. Am I getting Catch 22 and Slaughterhouse 5 mixed up? I think I am. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I didn't comprehend the subtext of the book. I could not make the connections between what I was seeing on the line, on the page, and what the author actually meant, and then connecting those abstract concepts into something new. Synthesizing information, right? I'm out of my depth here, but that's like what human understanding is based off of. You have it's always a synthesis of two things: what you expect is going to occur and what you acknowledge or what you see is occurring. And that, unfortunately, that part of comprehension is like only 10% of people can actually read things and comprehend the subtext in this example. And that's really horrifying, I think. Did I skip it? Loon Lake, 3036. Yeah, I skipped it. So I really worry that people don't understand anything with an abstract nature. I really think we're losing that, and the people who think they're intelligent are just the ones who can like parrot back what they saw on a page. And so they begin to think that reading comprehension is just like repeating things or like a rote recall. And at that point, you're no better than ChatGPT. No offense to ChatGPT, but you're not synthesizing organic thoughts. You're just regurgitating what you can remember, the words you saw on a page. And that really is horrifying. What's more horrifying is if I frickin' skip this postcard again. You can tell that I really had to focus hard on that topic, because it isn't an easy one to explain. 3036. There were some postcards. That's why I didn't grab all the postcards out of the SKU. And yep, sure enough, it's the first one. All right, that store's done. I'm gonna keep you on the line. Isn't that a funny thing to say? Keep you on the line. That's back from the days when phones had lines. And, well, they don't anymore. So I'm gonna rubber band these together. I'm gonna take the labels that I already printed off and segregate them on my desk somehow. And don't worry, we'll get back to talking in a few seconds. I mean, I can talk now, I guess. You want to update on trading cards? Probably not. I think what I'm going to do, I showed you that new way that I'm shipping out trading cards. I think I'm going to try and manufacture some kind of 20 card holder made out of, it's not PVC, it's something else. But put those in the 6x9 cardboard mailers. I'm going to try and do that. That could be cool. Okay, I got a weird, actually, before we go to the next store, you're not leaving anytime soon, don't worry. We got 10 more minutes of this video left. Before we go to the next store, I want to read you a message. So I think that there's an old person who doesn't really comprehend technology, but I sent them an offer of $13.31, and they sent me back, I am still interested in the Cotton Blossoms postcard with the Pascagoula postmark. You offered me $13.31. My counter offer is $15, so they're counter offering higher. Everything, item, shipping, and anything else associated with a specific auction. Well, it is an auction, but I think they just don't get it. So I'm going to say just either accept the offer, either accept the offer, or if the offer has expired by the postcard at its advertised price of $14.95, you will get the exact item that is in the listing, and then parentheses, which I believe is what you're telling me you want. Uh-oh, I got a cough. Excuse me. Water break. And then I'll send this to them, and we'll see how they respond to that. Oh, I sold one more postcard in the time. Whatever, I'll ship it out tomorrow. Whatever, I'll be here tomorrow. I gotta drop some crap off anyways. Okay, that was I don't know, what, 15 sales? It took me a while to film. I did the first, so this is Wednesday's video. You know that because you're watching it on Wednesday. Maybe you're watching it in the future, but I'm filming it to post on Wednesday. So the Tuesday video was the first half of that store, and now we're doing a different store. Ooh, a new offer. $11. It's a lot for a postcard, but it's an interesting one. Don't leave me a note. Don't send me a note saying how you're offering me so much, because I don't care. I don't care what your reasoning is. I'm going to accept if it's over my amount, and I'm going to decline. I guess if it's like your dad, or if you're going to say something sentimental, then I'll listen. But if you're just going to oh, actually, it's not what I want. Oh, geez, there's a sheriff out front. I didn't tell you guys this, but someone shot a bullet in the front of the building like 3 months ago. So if they come around and talk to me, maybe I'll just leave the mic on. Ooh, that'll be interesting. I don't know. I hope they don't. I wasn't here when the building got shot, and it's a small bullet hole in the corner of the building. It doesn't really affect me at all. So I hope they're just documenting something for insurance purposes, and they don't actually come talk to me because I am busy. I'm working. I probably won't show you the bullet hole because that would be maybe I'll do a short on it. Is there a cop car in back? No cop car in back. Is there a cop car inside? No cop car on the side. I don't think. Is there a cop car out front? Oh, they're just kind of stopped in the road. I don't know what's going on. Oh, they're putting flares out. Was there a crash? Huh. I don't know. It looks like there's something going on. Okay, so we have one cop car out front, 2 cop cars. I think there was a crash or something, or a robbery. I don't know. Didn't happen to me. I guess if they come talk to me, I will talk to them, but I'm not going to insert myself into the situation. I'm just going to keep packaging up postcards. 1166, the postcard I just accepted an offer on. 1166. Roma. This is the postcard someone paid $11 for, and they were like, it's a lot, but I'll do it. Oh, I'm flustered. Okay. Print off the labels. Then it gives me a different view and I can zoom in easily and see what actual postcard is going on. I didn't hear a car crash, so I don't know. I don't know. I kind of care. I care mostly because I'm worried they're gonna come talk to me, and I don't want to get distracted. But my truck's fine. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. Okay. Labels are printed. $11.66. Now we're getting the postcard. There's like a steeple or something in the picture. That's like my identifying mark I'm looking for as I go through all these. The black and white ones are kind of harder to differentiate. Okay. It's in Rome. I've also been to Rome. I didn't spend much time there. This is it. Temple de Vesta. So whatever that is. It looks cool. It looks like there's something going up to the heavens. But I was just it was, Rome was expensive and it was dirty and there was a lot of pickpockets. That's what people told me. And so I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to get robbed. The only thing that I've ever been, that when I was traveling in Europe that I got robbed of, someone stole a Diet Coke from me. I set it down, someone walked by and picked it up and just ran off and drank it, I guess. $18.95 is where we're going next. $18.95. Download. It's like a church. Immaculate Heart of Mary Seminary, Lenox, Massachusetts, going to Massachusetts. So probably somebody who remembers this church. They paid $15 for it. So that's probably the case. I don't see it. $18.95. Ashley went to school in Boston. She got her undergrad degree from Tufts. Man, driving in Boston is something else. Like those are some of the oldest towns in the country. And they're very clearly not made for cars. And yet still, we cram them full of cars. Here we go. $15. Next, we're going to 2030. It just says Czechoslovakia 1967. It's a woman. It's a cool looking. Whenever there's just these postcards that are of, a woman or whatever, or one person. I wonder if they're buying it because they like the outfit. If they work in some industry where like that has currency and they want inspiration, or maybe they just like it. I don't know. Like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be nosy, but sometimes when it's just like, it doesn't really make sense to me how someone found this particular postcard, and yet they did. All right, I'm guessing it's one of these. Here we go. Yeah, Czechoslovakia. Josef Kudelka or Kudelka. Pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed me talking about the police outside. I don't want to film them because I feel like they get, like I said, I don't want to insert myself into a situation. I want to be left alone. Oh, here we go. But you got to believe me, there are police out there and they are doing something. And I'll see you tomorrow.